Most people agree that teachers deserve more pay, more support and more respect. Instead, many cop abuse. Some are even assaulted. So it's no surprise that some of our best teachers are turning their backs on the classroom.
I had bruises down my arm.
Teachers in the firing line.
I've had windows broken, chairs and tables overturned. I've had doors broken.
When the classroom becomes a battleground.
People are at their wits' end about what to do.
Far too often, we've heard sirens and seen flashing lights outside our schools.
This isn't just the rough and tumble of the schoolyard. These are assaults, bashings, attacks, and they're happening far too often inside the school gate.
A northern suburb school has been plunged into lockdown after a Year 6 student was stabbed, allegedly by a classmate.
Following a spate of violent incidents in our schools, we put a call out to teachers to find out if they're leaving the classroom, saying goodbye to a profession they love. And we were inundated.
My mental health was suffering so much that I decided I just could not do it anymore.
I was often kicked, hit, pushed, threatened, and my room destroyed.
I finally made the decision a week ago to leave the profession. I'm done.
Teachers will continue to leave the profession in droves while things remain this way.
A lot of really good teachers are actually leaving the profession, and it's really sad to see that.
Rachel Johnson's taught in public and private schools. Her career spanned 30 years.
You get to a point where enough's enough.
Rachel walked away from the job last year.
I really still want to remain in the classroom, but for me, it was the emotional toll that it took on me and my desire to have that work-life balance.
She says teachers face bullying from their peers, parents and students. A mixture of under-resourcing, workload and stress, topped off with violence, is sending teachers packing.
One school that I worked at, I wouldn't go a day without being told to off or told that I'm a to a point you take it as part of the job.
Just last month, 4 teachers were allegedly assaulted in a brawl at a school in Melbourne's West. We can't show you the video because strict laws in Victoria prevent us. It's a lot of pushing and shoving.
Absolutely. I imagine it would have been very confronting for the adults in the space.
Angela Falkenberg is president of the Australian Primary Principals Association.
What we are seeing is incidents being brought into the schoolyard that may have been started out of school hours.
Angela's been teaching for 40 years and says what's happening today is extreme.
What I've seen is a bit of righteousness, you know, where young people and parents included, you know, I've got the right to defend my child, I've got the right to express myself, absolutely no doubt, but it's the way in which we do it, and choosing violence, not a good response.
The number of children alleged to have committed serious assaults in Victorian schools is up from 129 in 2018 to 187 in 2022. In New South Wales state schools, assaults have risen by 50% in the past decade. These figures are mirrored by compensation claims. In Queensland, teachers making work cover claims is up by almost 30%. While in Western Australia, 2,275 instances of assault or physical threatening behaviour was reported last year. And in South Australia, teachers have been striking, demanding more support in the classroom. Angela says school teachers shouldn't have to double as security guards.
I don't think we can train teachers sufficiently to go into environments of physical violence. I think we can train them to manage behaviour, but what we're talking about here, this is extreme stuff, and we need additional support and resourcing to do that well.
Some of the videos that we've seen here in Victoria recently of students viciously attacking teachers have just been sickening. So yes, attacks on teachers are clearly going up.
Victorian Shadow Minister for Education, Matt Bark.
Where we're failing teachers at the moment is in teacher training through our universities. We're not sending out, especially young people, into schools as teachers with the tools that they need to engage in really good, really strong classroom management.
Matt was a senior member of staff at a prestigious Melbourne girls' school and for more than a decade, a teacher himself.
Here in Victoria, there are 2,575 teacher vacancies in state schools alone. And who could blame state school teachers for fleeing from the system if they know that when they go to work, that they may well be assaulted?
Increasing disruption in Australian school classrooms is currently subject to a Senate inquiry. But it's too late for teachers like Rachel, who are deciding to swap the whiteboard for themselves.
I've put myself first. I've put my family first. I've put my well-being first.
And you can't really blame them. They do deserve better. The Australian Education Union hasn't ruled out holding more rallies if something isn't done to address the crisis.